Hi folks, exeter-rider, hope you're doing well. Now this week is a real treat again for me because I'm on a Royal Enfield again. So you join me down Sidmouth, which is a beautiful part of the world down here. Very stunning part of the Jurassic Coast as it's called. And I am riding this one today, which is the 2023 Royal Enfield Super Meteor 650. Okay, so this is a bike that's come out this year with the tried and tested parallel twin there, which it shares with the GT 650 and also the Interceptor 650 as well. So very good, reliable engines. So I believe this bike is just over £7,000, which again in this day and age is cracking, considering what you get for that, and not forgetting that you also get the Royal Enfield finish as well, which is yes, I'm going to take you through what this bike is like in the city, in town, the whole lot, and tell you what I can about the bike. I've only got it for a day. It's not a press bike or anything, so but I very much appreciate CMS letting me have this for the day. Okay then guys, so out on the A roads is where this bike belongs. There you go, there's your 60. And this is where it's best. 50-60 miles an hour along an A road, even 2 up. It's the sort of bike which would be nice to share the experience of what I'm looking at now along these A roads here. So it's a cruiser style, I think that's fair to say, and it feels like a cruiser as well, if that makes sense. It's just nice to do this type of work on, taking the scenery and just chill out with your own thoughts. So the mirrors are giving me a shot above my arms there, with my upper arms, biceps. They're quite small mirrors, they're easy to look at as well. I don't have to actively move my head to be able to see what's in them. Seating position is as expected. I'm slightly, my feet are forward quite a bit, but not a silly amount either, just in a real comfortable type of way. I feel like I've got oodles of power left in this bike. Even if I come to a hill, then I know that I'm going to be absolutely fine kicking this one over. Moving around on the corners is really smooth, as you'd expect, and really nice. And overall the bike is really smooth overall. Even at 70 miles an hour, which I had a quick stint on the motorway earlier, yeah, hardly any vibrations at all. Yet you know that you're on a proper combustion engine type of bike. So what's it like in traffic? It's very light, I'll say that straight from the off. Decent seat height as well, so you can get your feet down no problem should you need to. But it's definitely a bike which you kind of wish you were out on the open road again. It's very stable at slow speed as well. Let's see what this one's doing. It's Sidmouth rush hour here, so it is can get very, very manic for many miles through the high street. So, but yeah, very manageable. You don't feel like you're, going to cause any issues at any point or getting yourself into trouble. It's all quite pleasant, but as I say, you just look forward to getting out on the open road again. So that's exactly what I'm going to do now. So the Meteor definitely lends itself to nicer roads like this on sunny days, plodding along. In higher gears it's still got that nice lot of torque as well to pull you up hills. Very comfortable, nice leg position. I do feel like I'm over the bars, a lot more compared to the 350. I feel that there's a bit more of a reach for the handlebars. Not excessive, but it's still there. So on longer periods of riding, perhaps might give my shoulders a bit of an ache, but that's easily sorted with some bar risers or whatever. Shove them back slightly, 20-30 mil. Yeah, and overall it's just a nice ride, really. But as I say, it's just that rear shock really, which is you know, as soon as you find a pothole or it does go right up through you, which is strange when the front suspension is so nice on it, you know, compared to the back. Sort of polar opposites really. Leaning into corners is very nice as well. Falls in, you know, naturally is the way I describe it. You know, with your body weight, it just goes quite nicely. Doesn't fall in, and you haven't got to give it much either, but I'd say it's more leaning on rider input to lean into the corners than it falling in. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take it out onto the motorway, just do junction to junction and let you know what it's like. Definitely a lively motorcycle. Come on, you chicken. There's your 60. And 4th gear, 5th gear, 6th gear. Oops, a little bit too fast there, so slow it down a bit. 70 miles an hour. Roll on power. Still a bit more there. Quite a lot more there actually. It's 70 miles an hour. Vibrations through the bars a little bit, but nothing excessive. Quite comfortable. A lot of wind on me. If it was me, I'd definitely get a screen on this one. It is yeah, quite evident that you've got no screen there, so I'll probably have a screen. Again, suspension on the rear is a little bit on the heavy side, but it'll do right. The engine's comfortable, the bike's comfortable doing that speed, so that's the main thing. So that works for me. I don't mind that at all. Okay, so that's all well and good, but what is the Meteor like to push around? So, I'm on a slight incline here, not that the GoPro's going to be picking that up, but this is the only time that you notice that the bike is 240 kilograms, is when you're pushing it around on a slight hill or whatever. You certainly start to feel the weight a bit more. I've got a grab handle on the rear seat here, and also side grab handles as well, which is quite helpful. So the lock on the steering is very shallow as well. It's not particularly a tight lock. You need to bear that in mind. And with it being a relatively large wheelbase, obviously that doesn't help it at all really. But again, you know, you just get used to that, it's no problem. So that's what it's like pushing it around. Riding the bike, what we're going to do is just grab the back brake here a little bit, give it a bit of grab to slow it up and steady it a bit. Really light. You do not notice that this is a 240 kilogram bike. Oops, he says. I'll leave that in this case. Yeah, so yeah, again, it's very, very light, very easy to manoeuvre. No issues there whatsoever. You know, even down to sort of nearly walking pace here, it's not a problem. The bars have a nice leverage to them. A bit of a gravelly surface here, which doesn't help. Yeah, it's really quite easy to ride slowly, this bike. You know, even at walking pace. I found the same with the 350 actually, and yeah, can't beat doing this on camera, can you? There you go. But yeah, overall, it's not bad at all, you know. So the engine is a 648cc parallel twin. Power-wise, we're looking at 47 PS at 7,250 RPM. and the torque figures are coming back at 53 Newton meters at 5,650 RPM. It has a 19-inch front wheel and a 16-inch rear wheel. The seat height is an accessible 740 millimeters, and it comes with a 15.7 litre fuel tank. So sat on it, I'm 5'8", and I've got a 30-inch inside leg measurement, and I'm right flat on the floor there, even with a slight bend in my knee there. Now, the most important part about cruisers is, you know, when you say that the foot position is forward, how far forward is it? And in fact, it's really, really comfortable. It's not out here or too much, you know, too high in the air there. I find it just right, really. The brake pedal has a lovely feel to it as well. It's just there, you know, ready to be used, and it feels in a really natural position. And as I say, one thing which Royal Enfield smash every time with these Meteors, whether it's the 350 or the 650, is the powerful rear brake as well. It's really handy, very progressive. It's just, they got it absolutely spot on. What's it going to be like for a Pillion? I'd say that it'd be pretty comfortable actually. It's got a nice big thick layer of padding there, so it should be pretty good there, as is the Meteor 350. I mean, to look at this bike, it's absolutely superb, I think. I think it's a beautiful machine. The finish of it is exceptionally good as well, and something that Royal Enfield are becoming renowned for is the quality of the finish on their bikes. So I'll be honest with you, when I say that, it's not up to the standards of some of the Japanese brands, in my opinion, but they've got a good balance between the price of the bike and what you're getting, and that's something which Royal Enfield smash every single time, is value for money. I mean, this bike here, I think, don't quote me on this, I will tell you when I'm editing it, I think it's around £7,100, and the attention to detail is fantastic. We still have the cast engine block there, as opposed to a machined one like you get on the Meteor 350, sorry, but it works for me. Got all the Royal Enfield stamps as well, and the foot pegs down here. I will see if I can sit on the back actually, show you what it's like for the Pillion. This could go awfully wrong, couldn't it? Right, so yeah, that's where the Pillion is, and again, it doesn't feel cramped. The padding on the seat is really good, and a nice bend in the knee there, and I'm not too perched either. I'm still quite, you know, in the eye line of just slightly higher than the rider, I would say. So one of the questions is how does this compare to the Meteor 350? Now, I personally think that it's eggs and oranges. It's a total different bike. Who is this bike for? I think it would probably be for people that probably enjoyed the Interceptor but want something a bit different, and certainly something that's more comfortable but still want that parallel twin smoothness and the power that it delivers. Meteor 350 owners, would they upgrade to it? The answer to that is I think some people would and some people wouldn't. With this being a parallel twin, it doesn't give you that single thumper character that you get from the Meteor 350. However, that being said, I think some people might move over from the Meteor 350 because they want that extra bit of power, or they want a bit more of a bike that's more suitable for higher speeds, like on the motorway, dual carriageway. You certainly feel like you could go further on this bike quicker, although it's a difficult bike to keep clean, I would say, because it's quite bitty and fiddly. The actual wheels are covered really, really well on the front and on the back as well. This mudguard goes right down there, so I think they've done a nice job there, and all things considered, it should be quite easy to keep clean. Okay, switch gear, we've got this aluminium case here, which looks really nice. We have the indicators left and right in a very natural position, pass and lights, info button on the other side to set all your trips and things like that, and the horn down the bottom. On the right bar we have the integrated kill switch and start button, and that's your hazards here. As normal, we have a lovely dashboard here with the tripper nav as well that Royal Enfield do. I haven't set that up today. Fuel gauge in here, a gear indicator, a tad small to be fair, and the mileometer down the bottom, and obviously we've got the miles per hour on the outside there. Decent shower front suspension as well on both sides, non-adjustable. Compared to the Meteor 350, this feels a lot better, although it's still plastic. To ride the bike, it's ever so smooth, as I've probably already said, and it's got that typical parallel twin boost to it as well. Yet, compared to the Intercept 650 I'm finding, and the GT 650, I find that the power is more drawn out. You know, you don't run out of puff so quickly like you do on the Interceptor 650. It's definitely got a nicer engine map to it. Yeah, so overall, the Royal Enfield Super Meteor 650, fantastic machine, very, very nice indeed. If you want an upgrade to your 350 so you can be a bit more comfortable doing motorway speeds and touring a bit further, then this is your baby. That's what you want. Royal Enfield once again have brought out a bike which is a comfortable, nice ride, exceptional value for money, more importantly, which is something that always astounds me with Royal Enfield, is how they make the bikes for the price that they knock them out at in the current climate. That's something they absolutely smash every single time. Cornering is nice on this bike, the brakes are fantastic. The only issue I have, as I say, is the rear shock, and that is pretty much it, to be honest. I have no other issue. The bars are quite a long way over the tank. Well, I say a long way, that's the wrong word, but you feel there's a bit more of a reach for the bars than what for me is natural. They got the forward pedal controls and the peg position spot on. I don't feel like I'm out too far on my legs or anything else. It's yeah, really good, done a good job there. So overall, a brilliant piece of machinery, very, very nice bike. So I will leave you in peace. I want to say a huge thank you to CMS Motorcycles for letting me have this for the day. Very, very much appreciated, and you know, they know that it takes time to get the shots in, and they were very understanding about the way I like to do my reviews and just do what I can for the time that I had it, and I really appreciate them for letting me have the bike. So thanks very much for that. Thanks very much to you for getting this far in the video, and there'll be a lot more from Royal Enfield over the coming years for sure, more than what there has been over the last few years for sure. Thanks folks, and I'll see you Sunday at 4 PM.